Unraveling the Roots, Cuba and its African Connections. Welcome back to our series exploring the cultural ties between African countries and the Americas. In today's episode, we'll discover the rich cultural, musical, culinary, artistic, architectural, religious, and linguistic influences that have shaped Cuba, highlighting its African connections. Now let's dive into the fascinating history and uncover Cuba's African roots. Cuba's culture is a vibrant blend of African, European, and indigenous influences. African heritage, from countries like Nigeria, Congo, and Angola, has played a significant role in shaping Cuban culture since the arrival of enslaved Africans during the transatlantic slave trade. Over time, these African traditions have been interwoven with other cultural elements, creating the unique Cuban culture we know today. Cuban music is deeply rooted in African traditions. Genres such as rumba, son, and Afro-Cuban jazz are heavily influenced by African rhythms and melodies. Traditional Cuban folk music, like Yoruba chants and Palo rhythms, feature African-derived drumming patterns and call-and-response singing, further showcasing the island's African heritage. Cuban cuisine is a flavorful fusion of African, European, and indigenous influences. Many traditional dishes have African origins, such as congri, a mix of rice and black beans, and ropa vieja, a shredded beef stew. The use of plantains, yucca, and malanga in Cuban cooking also reflects the influence of African culinary traditions. The diverse art scene in Cuba reflects its African heritage. Cuban visual arts often feature African-inspired motifs, colors, and themes. Traditional crafts, such as the intricate beadwork found in Yoruba religious artifacts, also have roots in African techniques. Cuban sculptures and carvings are influenced by African aesthetics, incorporating ancestral and spiritual symbolism. African architectural influences can be found in Cuba, particularly in the construction of bohayos, traditional Cuban houses made from palm fronds and wood. The design of these homes is similar to African vernacular architecture, with open spaces that promote airflow and adapt to the tropical climate. African influences are also evident in Cuban fashion. Traditional Cuban garments, like the guayabera shirt and the bata cubana, feature colorful patterns inspired by West African textiles. Additionally, Afro-Cuban religious clothing often incorporates African colors and symbols, preserving a strong connection to African heritage and identity. African influences are prominent in Cuban religious practices. While Christianity is the dominant religion, many Cubans practice syncretic religions like Santeria, Palo, and Abacuá, which combine Christian elements with African spiritual traditions. Santeria, for example, has Yoruba roots, while Palo and Abacuá have origins in Congo and Calabar regions respectively. Dance is an integral part of Cuban culture, and many traditional dances have African roots. Examples include rumba, which has origins in West African dance, and the Yoruba-inspired Orisha dances. These dances often feature rhythmic movements and intricate footwork, reflecting the island's strong African heritage. Spanish is the predominant language in Cuba, but African linguistic influences can be found in Cuban Spanish and various Afro-Cuban dialects. Words and phrases borrowed from African languages, particularly Yoruba and Kikongo, have enriched Cuban vocabulary. Some Afro-Cuban religious practices also preserve African languages, like the use of Yoruba and Santeria rituals. While most African influences in Cuba can be traced back to the transatlantic slave trade, there's limited evidence of earlier connections between Africa and Cuba. Some early European explorers reported encountering black natives in the Americas, sparking interest in potential pre-Columbian African presence. Additionally, similarities in pottery and architectural styles between African and indigenous Cuban cultures hint at ancient connections. However, More research is needed to confirm these theories. In conclusion, Cuba's rich cultural tapestry reflects the enduring influence of African traditions in all aspects of life, including music, cuisine, art, architecture, fashion, religion, and language. While most connections can be traced back to the transatlantic slave trade, our understanding of the links between Africa and Cuba continues to evolve as researchers delve deeper into history. We hope this video has provided you with valuable insights into the African roots of Cuba and has inspired you to explore these connections further. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more enlightening content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.